Amerigo Bonacera sits in a New York courtroom, watching the two men who brutally assaulted his daughter receive suspended sentences. They walk out free, smiling at him as they pass. The judge cites their youth and good families to justify the leniency. The majestic legal apparatus of the state has promised justice, but in practice, it fails to deliver actual consequences for a violent crime. For 40 years, Bonacera trusted in American law and order. By playing strictly by those rules, he discovers he has only made himself a helpless victim. He turns to his wife and makes a dangerous decision. To get retribution, he must step completely outside the boundaries of the law and go on his knees to Don Corleone. The Corleone empire thrives in the vacuum left by a legitimate society that routinely breaks its promise to protect its citizens. We see this alternative system in full swing at his daughter Connie's wedding. Amidst the music, wine, and dancing, the Don holds a quiet court, receiving visitors who bring him their unsolvable problems. His business model operates on a strict exchange. He grants monumental requests, like forcing a Hollywood studio head to cast his godson in a massive film, and asks only for absolute loyalty and the title of friend in return. But beneath the celebrations lies a quiet crisis. The Don is aging. His vast shadow government requires a capable successor to maintain its borders, and the options are bleak. The eldest, Sonny, has courage but is fatally burdened by an explosive, predictable temper. The second son, Fredo, is loyal but entirely lacks the animal magnetism and sheer force required to lead men. Then there is Michael. He sits in the corner of the garden in his Marine Corps uniform, an Ivy League graduate actively alienating himself from the family business. The Don has engineered a syndicate powerful enough to rival a state government, yet he faces a fatal vulnerability. The only son with the quiet intelligence to run it refuses the crown. Vito Corleone's empire was built on a precise understanding of power, forged decades earlier in the dense, impoverished tenements of New York City. His foundational act of authority was the calculated elimination of a neighborhood predator named Finucci. By removing the extortionist, Vito established his willingness to act where the police would not. As operations expanded into bootlegging and gambling, Vito organized his men into a strict corporate hierarchy, with copper regimes managing soldiers and a consigliere offering counsel. This branching structure insulated the Don. Orders flowed through intermediaries, meaning Vito rarely had a witness to any command. He secured extreme civilian loyalty by acting as a shadow safety net. During the Great Depression, when honest men were waiting in endless soup lines, Don Corleone provided jobs, loans, and full living allowances to the families of men sent to prison. By providing the exact economic security and physical protection the actual authorities failed to deliver, Vito Corleone evolved from a street-level criminal into an undisputed head of state. Decades later, that state comes under siege. The Don refuses to lend his political protection to a rival family's new narcotics operation, sparking a catastrophic all-out war with the five families. With the Don severely wounded in an assassination attempt, Sonny takes control. But his quick temper leads to tactical errors, creating vulnerabilities that rival factions exploit to gun him down at a toll booth. The family structure collapses. His father is fighting for his life in a hospital, and his older brother is dead. Michael's protective instincts finally override his moral objections. He crosses the point of no return. To save his father, Michael executes the rival mobster and a corrupt police captain at point-blank range. The alternative government Vito built to protect his family ultimately forces his most innocent son to commit its most serious sin. Fleeing the murder charges, Michael vanishes into the mountains of Sicily. Here, in exile, he confronts the historical reality of his father's secretive culture. He is immersed in omerta, the strict regional law of absolute silence. It is a cultural religion where a citizen will refuse to give the police the name of the man who just shot him. The roots of this silence run deep. For centuries, the people of Sicily were brutalized by a succession of corrupt foreign governments. The mafia originated as an underground rebellion, a necessary armed resistance against ruling authorities that offered only degradation. Michael begins to view his father's career through the lens of this history, the actions of a man who forged a private social order because the public one offered no protection. He sees that in a world of corrupt institutions, safety is a commodity you have to manufacture and enforce yourself. Back in America, Don Corleone makes a devastating personal sacrifice. He calls a meeting of the rival Dons and publicly promises to forego any vengeance for Sonny's murder, negotiating a fragile truce. He swallows his pride and his grief for one specific reason. He utilizes every ounce of his remaining political capital to clear the false charges against his youngest son and secure his safe return home. Michael returns. He tells his former girlfriend, Kay, that the Corleone family will eventually join legitimate society, but they will only do so when they have amassed enough wealth and power to dictate their own terms. The war hero who once rejected the underworld takes his place at the head of the table. He has fully embraced his role as the ruthless new leader of the family. Michael's military training and Ivy League education were meant to distance him from the family's violence. Instead, they provided the cold, strategic discipline necessary to manage an empire his father had built through instinct and tradition.